Fallout, Arcane, and Last of Us. Video game adaptations are the new popular thing. TV and cinema want an established audience, and the games industry would like to grow its audience. It's a perfect match. They get to use each other and benefit from it. But is it that simple? The game industry would like to get its IP in front of new potential customers, so TV and movie adaptations make perfect sense. However, adaptations of games have never been very good, and there is a reason for it. When you adapt a book or a theatre play, half of the work has already been done. I'm not saying that adapting a book doesn't take some talent, but the story is already written. Books have so much detail in them that the process of adapting them is more about choosing what to leave out than actually adding to the original story or changing it in a meaningful way. If books are on one side of the spectrum with so much detail in them, then video games are definitely on the other end. Video games are mostly gameplay, and telling a story while the player is battling a giant enemy, screaming in the player's ears, isn't really viable. Because of this, games end up sacrificing narrative to give way to gameplay and the player's ability to interact with the narrative. Video games can afford to sacrifice narrative perfection because we experience them firsthand. So we don't need a perfectly paced scene, we just need a compelling experience while the scene takes place. For this reason, the narrative of a game can be awful, but the game still be good.
Bullpucky! You know those Russians can't be trusted. They hate everything we stand for. Freedom, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, apple pie. Did I say freedom? Well, it's worth saying again.
So when you decide to adapt a video game, you're not just adapting a story, you're adapting the medium of video games. This means that you need to not only understand the game from the point of view of the audience, but also from the developers. Some decisions in games have nothing to do with the story, characters, or even gameplay. Sometimes the developer has a problem and simply needs to find a solution for it. To successfully translate gameplay into a strictly storytelling medium, like TV and movies, you need to understand both. Then, there is the reason why this is being done. TV and cinema aren't doing so well nowadays. Video games aren't doing very well either. But when they look at each other, they see an easy win. Video games look at TV and think, everyone watches TV, so making a TV show or a movie is a guaranteed success. TV looks at games and thinks games are more popular than ever before. So the idea these two have come up with is that the other industry is so easy to manage that tying yourself and your success to that industry is a no-brainer. A movie does well and that increases your game sales. A game does well and that increases the popularity of the movie. It's a genius idea. Until you ask the question, what if one of them doesn't do well? Disney is the perfect example for this. When their movies do well, park attendance goes up, but when the movies aren't so good, the parks suffer for it. So what you have here are two industries who don't know how to do their job, who have come up with a brilliant idea to partner up so they can benefit from each other's success. I run a video game channel, so I'm more concerned about the effect it will have on games. Microsoft gave Halo to Paramount, and...
Nah, don't need that.
Oh, and there's another part of the episode. Master Cheeks!
Even if Microsoft wasn't involved, they've lost all faith that they could do a good job with Halo. When 343 makes a mistake, it's a problem. But it's an internal problem that Microsoft had complete control of. When the show disappoints fans, you've done damage to the franchise and the fanbase. A franchise that is, or at least used to be, very important to Microsoft. There is no new Halo game on the horizon, so for 5 years the TV show will be the latest Halo product to have been released, just taunting you with the fact that this is what Halo is now. Just to make my point clear, it is not just the case that they must worry about poor adaptations. Fallout was well received, but Bethesda isn't working on a Fallout game anytime soon. So the TV show, which could go on to have 5 seasons, could become the new face of the franchise. If the franchise changes enough, then fans of the games might not recognize it as the world they used to play in. Even if the TV show is well received and well written, you could still end up in a situation where players lose interest in being a part of that world, simply because they now see it as a different world. The game industry runs the risk of devaluing some of its most profitable IP, and if you know anything about the games industry, you know they are not very good at creating new ones.
But now I'm afraid you have outlived your usefulness. You know just enough to be a threat to me, and with that, the future of the Soviet Republic. I will not say das Svidaniya, Commander. As I can assure you, we will never meet again.